in Africa, I'd always thought that thatched houses are synonymous with Africa. Little did I know that thatching craft is a well-known craft all over the world, and many people, many cultures actually embrace thatching. And then I traveled to different cultures. I realized that actually thatching as a craft is really very, very common across many cultures in the world. And this got me very interested because coming from a background where thatching is one big craft, I realized that craft is a very ancient, thatching craft is a very ancient practice, synonymous with indigenous groups, right from the Mayas of North America, the Aztecs, the Incas. So during history, through history, there's been a lot of thatching, using any kind of vegetation that they can come across to make primitive dwellings, shelters. Then, of course, I started looking at different houses, right from the Turkanas of northern Kenya, the Luos, my tribe, from the western part of Kenya, all the way to South Africa, the Ndebele houses and the Zulu houses. And then, of course, then you find that in Europe, across Europe, when I visited different islands, you found that in the Neolithic period, a lot of thatching work and building houses using thatching as a craft was very, very common. Of course, if you look at the islands in Denmark, like Samsø Island in Denmark, you see across, you get a lot of thatched houses. You go to Fanø, Denmark, the village called Sønderho, where I visited most of the time. A whole range of crafts of thatching, thatched houses in that island too. The history has it that the craft of thatching is really in a decline, massive decline, because of both the thatchers and the thatching materials are really not easy to come by. But again, this is attributed mostly to three factors. First, decline of vegetation, raw materials, maintaining challenges of the thatched houses, and also thatched houses are associated with poverty. And of course, as you come along, there's also a new embrace of thatched houses. You see these exclusive villas and lodges and prestigious homes that are made out of thatched roofs. And of course, because of authenticity and eco-friendliness, and also as a prestige. And of course, one big thing, like in my village, you find the craftsmen are also not easy to come by. So it's something that young people are not taking up, and to find a craftsman who can do thatched houses is becoming a big problem. So I think as much as we embrace eco-friendliness and using the raw materials like straw and reeds and grass, we should also think of the craftsmanship that is involved with it. And looking at straw as a way of also building houses, I think straw came into being when the cereal agriculture became something developed. Before then, the straws was not very was not commonly used for thatching houses. So as agriculture and cereal agriculture began to develop, you see a lot of thatched houses using straw. And of course, as we fight for also environmental issues, We need also to think of how can we make these raw materials really available so that the craft and the tradition can also continue. Thank you so much for watching this channel, and don't forget to subscribe and push the notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much.